being around Muhammad Ali made me have no fear of nothing. Boxing was this, like when I fought Roy Jones, when I fought James, it was just a fight. He wasn't that, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't no star. He was nobody I was worried about. I hung around Muhammad Ali when I was 5 years old.
Hey, welcome to KROSS BARZ. This is Big O, and this is the podcast where we discuss interesting topics with alternative perspective. And I have with me my co-host.
Hey, Tanae is back in the building one more time with none other than Mr. Montell Griffin, the former WBC light heavyweight champ, the entrepreneur, the author, the man of this time, the mentor. Give it up for Mr. Montell, y'all. Give it up. Yo, right here, we're going no gloves, just bars today. Let's go.
Okay, wait a minute. Now, you got the name Ice. Was you Ice before the boxing or after the boxing because you was so cold?
I'm gonna be honest with you. When I got home from the Olympics, one of my best friends, Brian Cooper, started calling me Ice. I never asked him why. He just, hey, what up, Ice? What up, Ice? And it just, and then
that was humble flex.
It got famous from somebody else. Coop gave me the nickname, but when I fought James Toney, Eddie Futch was saying how I was so cool as Ice, so that's when it really blew up.
Okay, we'll get you. That was such a humble flex right there. You know, when I got back from the Olympics, you know what I'm saying? When I got back from the Olympics, they just called me Ice. You know, I don't know.
I came back from the Olympics like, what up, man? Ice, you the man, Ice. And
yeah. Okay, so first let's start off. Yeah, that's how you start. What? Yeah, I'm letting you know. I'm letting them go. You know. So now tell me, where are you from? Because I don't want to say where you reside because you may live somewhere else. But where are you originally from?
I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago, Illinois. Oh God, hold up. North, south, west, or south?
Oh, south side. But
south side. Okay, all right.
But I got mad love for the west side because my old man Jim was on the west side. So
got you.
All right.
Yeah, because you know I was watching. You know what I'm saying? What's that documentary? The what is it? Hoop Dreams. Oh, yeah. And it was in Chicago back in the day, and it was all, you know, they were showing all the love in the west side, and I was like, you know, like everything in rap always said Cabrini Green. That's the only thing I knew about Chicago was South Side because of rap.
The crazy thing about Chicago is it is the South Side and West Side, and the crazy thing about it is the West Side and the South Side is like night and day. Like it's nothing alike. So it's
really
like ain't nobody biting. They do their own thing on the West Side. It look different. Everything is different. South Side is different. So it's just crazy, man.
Okay. I've been to Chicago one time, you know, downtown doing the sightseeing thing. I went under the bean. You know, I was like, what is this little silver thing? Went under there, took it. It was like, yo, it's a thing to do. I did the taste of Chicago.
Hey, you gotta do the taste.
Yeah, you got look. I was over there doing that, and then I started talking junk. Oh yeah. They was look. At first, you know, they ain't know how to take me. They was like, yo, I was just dude, and I said, yo, I'm from Jersey. I got love for everybody, but at the same time, yo, home is home, and I get to talk junk just like if you came to Jersey. Guess what y'all be doing? Talking junk. So yeah. I'm from North Jersey, Plainfield, New Jersey, all day, every day.
Okay, I came to see Shakur fight. He was Newark, right?
He from Newark. Like, Newark is basically 15 miles from Plainfield.
And, of course, I got one of the biggest upsets in boxing history in Atlantic City. I mean, you know.
Oh, who was that?
Roy Jones Jr. What do you mean?
Roy Jones.
Yes. Let's not get too early.
I knew that.
That's everybody.
He know that. I knew that.
It's all
Hey, we're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about that.
Bring it.
That's what I want.
Bro, I'm from the shop, bro. All we do is talk shit.
Boy, I felt at home. I promise you I did. Because I went and right in, what was the joint? The thick pizza. I said, man, this ain't like Jersey. This ain't Jersey pizza.
Beef dish,
Man, they turned around.
Oh, that pizza different.
They turned around. The journal. They turned around. They was like, yo, what you say? I said, no, I was just joking. Because I was like, oh,
y'all pizza ain't like New York pizza, is it?
Huh? Yeah. Yeah, Jersey's
like
New York than New York. No, Jersey is better than New York.
Okay, that's what I'm saying, because New York is trash.
No, it ain't trash. It ain't trash.
I like New York pizza. He gave a thumbs down.
A thumbs down. You know,
New York trash.
Nah, you know that. Look, somebody even put Detroit in there one time. I said, man, if y'all don't take that,
I didn't even know Detroit had pizza. Remember?
What y'all talking about
lasagna pizza. That pizza bangs though.
Nah, you better.
All right.
Detroit kind of bit off the deep dish a little bit.
Yeah,
they did.
There's not thin crust or thick dish. It's kind of like in the middle.
Yeah. But you know, Jersey's there. But you know, New York.
I got mad love for Jersey.
All day.
My man Shannon Britt from Jersey.
All day. Yeah.
Oh no, he lived in Jersey. He lived in Jersey.
He's
from New York.
Yeah, he's from New York. Yeah, absolutely. From I think Bed-Stuy or Brownsville. But
he back in Jersey now.
Yeah. So now you from Chicago. So tell me your upbringing. Do you come from a traditional household, or you just you got it how you live?
Southside, like? Wild Hunters. Had a mother, father, a brother and a sister. 3 of us in the house. 101st and Low. It was a pretty decent neighborhood. I ain't really see nothing bad really happening around there. It was cool. A lot of people I went to Simeon High School. That's like people all over the city, and everybody thought all of the kids who lived in the hundreds was rich, but we lived in a house. Yeah. You rich? I'm like, hell no,
no, you was rich.
A lot of my friends live in the projects.
True.
Right.
So he was rich. It's relative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what, you got a bed? Like, nah, I got a bed. Yeah. Like,
I
got a pallet.
Man, the girls like, you live in the hundreds? Like, yeah.
In the hundreds.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You play your cards right. You know, you too get busy. Play. Hold up. So now you in South Side of Chicago. Now you go to Simeon because you done gave me something. This is what I do because I did my research, brother. I did. I kept the file. Now your high school is known for some phenomenal basketball players. It is not known for the boxers. They known for the hoopers. So now,
no. Basketball, football, and baseball.
No,
we the only school in Chicago. We won the Triple Crown twice. Basketball, football, and baseball won at the same time in the same year twice.
Bars. Wow.
All right, I'll give you something. Because we know that Chicago, they're not real big. Look at Shay. Yeah, they're not real big on baseball because got the Cubs.
Ooh. We can talk about the Cubs.
Because man, you know what we root for.
You about to shorten
over here.
Listen, you about to shorten our interview before we get started.
I told you, I ain't sensitive.
That's what I'm talking about. Soon as he let me know, I was like, "Oh,
talk shit, because I'm gonna talk shit."
Well, I'm gonna just pray.
Yeah, absolutely. So now. Grew up, pretty decent household, family, and everything. So now tell me, did your parents wanted you to get a job at General Motors, go into the manufacturer, or what was their push to?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as a kid, my father took my brother to the gym to learn self-defense. Johnny Coulon, the bantamweight champion from Canada, ran the gym. My father fell in love with it and bought the gym.
Oh wow!
Yes.
So Johnny Coulon took him under his wing and taught him everything he needed to know about boxing and everything. And he got in the game. So like my whole life, I just I was going to the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you was a gym rat. Okay.
I was a gym rat. You know what I'm saying? Just something to do. Something got. My mother was a Jehovah's Witness, so I just had a crazy life. My father was going to Kingdom Hall. I was going to my father was at the gym. I was going to Kingdom Hall with my mother, so I had a crazy life.
Yeah. Because that's because they don't even really play sports. Are you not supposed to play sports in Jehovah's Witness? It's like
that's what I'm saying. See, when I first, that's what I'm saying. As a kid, it was okay for me to box. My mother used to come to my fights and everything. And they came out with a rule that boxing and football was too violent.
Right.
You couldn't box no more. But the thing that threw me off, I didn't understand, is the elders at the hall, they didn't want me to box, but they watch football every Sunday. So that kind of threw me off, you know what I'm saying? Especially, you know what I'm saying, when they changed the laws, my mother stopped going to the fights and went to the hall. So my father passed away. My mother made me quit boxing. So that was like big, you know. So my mother used to come to my fights.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For her
How
to just,
old
you
were
know,
you?
I mean, she was just doing what she thought was right. But, you know, for her to start going to the hall and just, you know, my father died when I was 12 and a half. She just made me quit and start going to the hall and not box. So it was big.
Okay. Do you think that they're stunting your growth as far as you could have been much further along, or you think it helped you by having that small break?
Nah, man. Y'all never seen the real Montell Griffin. Nobody's seen the real I quit at 12 years old.
Yes.
I didn't do nothing for 8 years. I came back in 1990.
21.
I'm sorry, 1991 and 92 I was Olympian.
Yeah.
I had 30 amateur fights. So
what were you doing in that space in the 8 years? Were you not even in the gym? Or were you just working?
Smoking weed, drinking,
wow.
kicking it. I quit boxing at 12. I started smoking weed at 13 and drink. My brother 10 years older than me, so I was hanging with my brother, drinking with him when I was 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you know, it's like the South Side. So around that time, you know, reading some books, you know, it was heavily influenced by the gangster disciples and the Vice Lords. And so it was real, you know what I'm saying? Like Chicago was going through a real revitalization period where they were knocking down the housing projects, correct?
Well, yeah, that's what created all the violence in Chicago.
Correct.
What happened was white America was getting scared of the violence and everything, so they started moving to the suburbs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I had some cousins that moved out to the suburbs, and you know they thought that was a better life and everything, but they got tired of driving, and they started thinking. They said, "Man," they said the projects is in the best parts of the city, so if we knock the projects down and build up houses and condos, we can make more money." So they knocked down the projects. They put people all over Chicago, all over the city, and all they doing was fighting and killing each other because they, you know, over territory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think the dismantling of those gangs because they had a real structure, unlike some of the gangs of maybe the East Coast and the West Coast, the Chicago gangs had more of a hierarchy where the elders were at the top and there was rank and file, where similar to the Italian mob?
Well, they put Larry Hoover and Jeff Fort in prison.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff Fort really broke the law. You know what I'm saying? I think he was caught, you know, buying some bombs from Libya or whatever. And you know, so they put him in prison, and then they put Larry Hoover in prison, and it just kind of threw off the control, and you know, so everybody wanted to, you know, being controlled by themselves, and it just like I said, the violence just escalated. I mean, you know, it's still going on to this day because they got people in all these new neighborhoods still trying to make money and hustle, and they, you know what I'm saying, they knew, so they just, you know, they fighting and killing each other.
Okay. One of the things that was very perplexing to me was when I found out that three of the largest kingpins in Mexican cartel, they were trying to set up hubs in Chicago. And I was like, why was that? Like El Chapo, he was caught in Chicago. And I was like, why was El Chapo, why was he in LA, like closer to Mexico? What was he doing in Chicago?
Chicago's just known for the gangsters, man. This is a gangster city, man, from Al Capone, and it goes down. The violence of gangs. You know, our gangs is probably the biggest gangs in America. You know, so besides the Bloods and the Crip, the folks in the Vice Lords. You know what I'm saying? Those are two of the biggest gangs in America. So it's just Chicago is known for violence and just kind of, you know, like I said, Chicago cats do not give a fuck, man. We the most disrespectful people I've ever seen in my life. I've seen my friends talk to superstars like they was shit. They don't respect nobody. They don't care about nobody.
No, they respect you because I'm from Jersey. And it's like everybody respect the ass whooping. So you know what I'm saying? Like everybody respect money and the ass whooping.
Yeah, people end up getting ass whooped. I'm just saying, but as a people, as a whole in Chicago, motherfuckers they don't give a fuck.
Why is that? Why is that? What is that attitude
it's just
about?
It's just an attitude. I don't know where it came from, but I had a friend walked up to Roy Jones and said, "Hey man, thanks man, you finna buy me a car." And Roy was like, "You bet on me?" Like, "No, motherfucker, I bet on my tail." Roy just did not. He didn't know how to act. He just wasn't used to that. And they was
But
talking
hold
so
on.
much shit in the weigh-in. They was trying to get all my friends put out. They was like, "We ain't going nowhere." And then they said all my friends was gang members and all. It was crazy because I had 5 HBO fights, so all my friends supported me, and they was always deep. And back in the 90s, everybody selling dope. All my friends sold dope. Everybody had money. You know what I'm saying? So, when it come with money, it come with arrogance and attitude.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers do not give a fuck.
Yeah, but now tell me this. Now, you were right there in the '90s where you had the Don King, like some of the heyday. You were around the Roy Jones, the what's my boy, the Oscar De La Hoya. He came a little bit later. You also was around Mike Tyson a bit because he was in and out. It was like he was at his height. Then you saw the drop because he went to prison, and then you saw the reemergence of Mike Tyson. Tell me, how was it during that time period? Because you were your young fighter, and you're looking at these guys, and basically because you went to the Olympics. You looking at these guys like food?
Well, actually, real talk. One of my father's fighters, Al Chico Evans, knocked Mike Tyson out in the amateurs, like 82, 83. So I knew who Mike Tyson was, and you know what I'm saying. He was getting hyped up and all that and everything. But I know, my old man was the first trainer that knocked him out. So that was,
You mean knocked him down or knocked him out?
Knocked him out in the amateurs. He got knocked out in the amateurs by Al Chico Evans. And so I knew about Mike Tyson when I was a kid. So when he came up, you know what I'm saying, it was cool. When I beat Roy Jones, he reached out to me because he wanted to meet me. That was cool. The main thing was going to Vegas. I trained in Vegas from 93 to like 2011 or 2009 or whatever. But that was like the best place for a boxer. You go to the gym, and I was in the gym with Roger Mayweather, Iran Barkley, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, Jerome Coffey, Mike McCallum. This is just a normal.
What about Mark Breland at that time?
What? Mark Breland? Nah, I met Mark Breland, but not in the gym. But
and then Plainfield legend Harold the Shadow Knight, corner man.
Harold Knight, that's my man. Harold Knight.
Yeah, listen, Harold, shout out, give people a Plainfield legend. I was a little kid sweeping up in Chico's barbershop. That was my first job. A little snotty nosed cat sweeping up, go run an errand. That was what I did. So this is how I fell in love with boxing. That's how, actually, people don't even know it. That's how I became a savant in sports. Like, I'm literally, like, you can actually, my friends, they'd be like, yo, if you want to ask somebody about sports, you go to him. Yeah. Like, I'm that dude.
Yeah, but Harold, when he worked for Lennox, me and Lennox had the same promoter. So I fought on 3 of Lennox cards, and I was in camp with him. So I was around Harold Knight a lot.
Yeah, that's like family. We lived on the same street from Fifth Street in Plainfield. So that's what's up.
I got a question because you said your dad bought the boxing ring. The boxing place. He was a boxer too, though, right?
No, my father was self-taught. He never fought before. He just took my brother to the gym, worked under Johnny Poulon, learned the game, fell in love with it, and
made his
trained the first man to knock Mike Tyson, and he had a son that was Olympian and a 2-time world champ. Don't forget about James Toney, W. That was the world title.
Hold up. Okay, wait. So now, tell me that we got to talk about how did you get to the Olympics? Because what was that journey? Because we skipped over. Because we went from
that shit was the crazy. That was the craziest shit. To this day, I sit back and like, I don't know how I did that shit, bro.
Yeah. Please explain, sir.
Okay, so this is how it all started. One of my best friends, Reuben Jones, died in '89. I went through a depression for like a year. I was like, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. When my father died in '83, I never saw him dead. He got we all voted. He stayed in Atlantic City and they cremated him. So I never saw him dead. So I never really mourned my father. He just left. In my mind, he just left our family. So I never mourned him. So when Reuben died, I mourned both of them at the same time. And I went through a depression. I got 210 pounds. I lost my job. My car broke down. And I was just sitting in the house. And My nephew called out of nowhere, like, man, what you doing, Unc? I'm like, shit. He said, why don't you come to LA and start boxing? I'm like, shit, all right. And I answered him so fast. He's like, nah, I'm for real. I'm like, shit, I'm for real.
Wow.
So shit, I ain't have a dime. One of my closest friends to this day, we still hang together. My man Ron, father was a mechanic, and I had a sweet ass Cutlass, but I blew the engine and lost my job, so I couldn't get it fixed, so it wasn't running. So I told his father. This is what I told I told this same. I said this to everybody who I dealt with my whole LA boxing comeback. I told his father. I said, man, I'm just trying to do something with my life. I said, man, would you buy my car and give me whatever you can for it so I go to LA and start boxing? He gave me $500. I bought a $300 plane ticket. I had $200 in my pocket. I was 20 years old, and I just moved out there. My nephew said he was gonna have an apartment and a job set up for me. I get there and land. His car broke down. He ain't got a job or no apartment. So I moved to LA with no place to live.
And $200 in your pocket.
So now listen to this. Yeah. So I stayed at his grandmother's house a couple of nights, and she told me, she like, look, man, she say, I know you my niece's son, you know what I'm saying, I respect you, but I don't have no room for you. I said, man, I understand. You know what I'm saying? I said, it wasn't my choice to come here. I didn't know I was gonna live with you. So
right.
My nephew was trying to be a Muslim. So he talked to the brothers. They gave me an apartment where I stayed in for maybe a week or two. So I'm just trying to find, something to do. So the Muslims, they open up their arms to me. I don't even know if none of them even know that, but I stayed in the Muslim building in LA until I found a place. So my mother's big sister was in LA. And I called her 2 or 3 times, and whenever I was around the phone, and she never answered. So I was at my friend's house one day, and he said, man, his wife was like, man, this lady on the phone. I'm like, who calling me? Like, I don't know nobody here. I forgot about my auntie because I never talked to her. It was my auntie. She was like, that's when call ID came out. So she saw the number that I called from and called one day. And my friend was like, man, your auntie on the phone. So I just got on the phone. She was like, what you doing, baby? She talked real funny. She got a real high pitched voice.
Your mama big sister. That's auntie. That's big auntie.
Hey, baby. That's how she talked. So she's like, yeah, baby, what's going on? I said, look, I'm just trying to do something in my life. I said, I came to LA to start boxing. And she cut me off and said, do you have a place to stay? And when she said that shit, it was like a 500-pound weight came off my back. Because the reason I didn't want to go back, one of my best friends to this day, he's my best friend. He apologized, but this shit worked out. He said, I told him I was going to go boxing. He said, man, you'll be back. He said that shit stayed in the back of my mind.
Right.
I gotta make it. I can't fucking fail.
Right.
I couldn't fucking fail because he told me.
I'm gonna prove you wrong. Right.
She said, man,
you need that for motivation.
Do you need a place to stay? I said, God damn. It was over. I had an apartment. My buddy Larry Musgrove, he is one of my greatest friends of my life. Let me tell you this. So when I land, my nephew's car broke down.
Right.
At the airport. So I'm like, where your car? He said, oh man, it broke down. It's about a mile from here.
Oh, he didn't make it to the airport.
I got like 7, 8 bags.
Oh my gosh.
And you can only check 3, 4 bags. When I got to the lady, I said, lady, ma'am, I'm just trying to do something with my life. I'm moving to LA to box. I don't have no money. And she let me check all 8 bags.
Wow.
So that was crazy. So I'm carrying 8 bags to the airport, from the airport to the car. And so the car don't start. The tow truck driver came. And he's a part of my life story. The tow truck driver came and was like, man, he's trying to get the car started. Mike Tyson was fighting that night. He said, Mike Tyson fighting Alex Stewart that night. He said, who you think gonna win? And my nephew said, ask my uncle. He boxed. And he said, man, my buddy Larry Musgrove boxed. I said, for real? I said, man, can I get his number?
The tow truck driver.
Tow truck
tow
driver
truck?
said, man, my man Larry
Wow.
Musgrove box.
Yeah, look at
And
God.
I said, man, can I get his number? He said, man, I can't give you his number. Just giving you my number, your number.
Yeah,
And I said, man,
Wow.
do it look like I got a fucking
number.
number? I'm saying with 8
I got
bags
8 bags from the airport in the car broke down. He called you.
at the airport, fucking stranded.
Red.
So, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna get back to him later. So that's how I started. I know y'all remember me saying Larry Musgrove. You picked me up.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
So I gave him my grandmother's number with my nephew's grandmother, and I didn't stay there. The days I stopped by or whatever, and Musgrove called, say, man, what's going on? I said, man, I'm just trying to do something in my life, man. Man, I'm trying to box. He like, for real? He said, man, I'll come pick you up. This was December 1990. And this is one of my best friends right now in 2024. I just talked to him yesterday. He came and picked me up and took me to the gym. He beat my ass every day. He got me ready. But the first day I beat his ass, I finally beat his ass. The man he would come. He lived in Inglewood. I lived in I'll think of it in a minute. Man, Baldwin Hills. I live in Baldwin Hills. He
Okay, the
Inglewood,
black millionaires.
25 minutes. Huh?
Yeah. Black millionaires up there. Baldwin Hills,
that's where all the
California.
it's like
Black Beverly Hills.
Yeah, it's like the Black Beverly Hills. I lived in Baldwin Hills. We had a dope ass apartment. And what was I talking about?
You said Larry, you beat him. This is the first you beat him. You had just beat him.
Oh, yeah. So he lived in Inglewood. I'm living in Baldwin Hills. So that's a nice little drive. He would come pick me up. We would go to the gym. I would go back to his house, hang out all day, and then he'd bring me home, go to sleep every day. This man did not know me from Adam. He did this shit every day. And one day I finally whooped his ass. And we went back to the house. And, you know what I'm saying? He had 2 nephews I would hang with. They were both bloods. So it was crazy because it was the red. I did fuck with the red. They fuck with the red. But I went to a blood party and it was a shooting and this shit was crazy. The bandanas and everything. I'm 20 years old. This shit is crazy. I just fucking my whole life changed overnight. So you know what I'm saying? So I beat his ass. We went back to the house and he wasn't saying shit. And his man and his nephew John Tay was like, y'all sparred today? I was like, yeah. He's like, you must have whooped his ass. He said, this is the first time I seen Musgrove quiet. And he was like, yeah, that motherfucker, that little fat motherfucker, he been good. He ready. And he told me, he said, you know what, man? The first day I picked you up, I saw this little fat ass boy. And I said, man, this motherfucker can't fight. And he said, every day I picked you up to run and go to the gym, you was there. You put your work in, you lost all this weight. He said, man, you gonna be decent, man. And when I whooped his ass, he said, much respect. And from that day on, it was over. I owned him after that. But you know what I'm saying? Just to say, I got better, I got in shape, I got going, and my first I got there December 90. I had my first fight in February. I only trained like a month. I hadn't fought in 8 years. I trained maybe a month and a half. Even my mother was like, man, you ain't you fighting kind of soon? And I was like, yeah, but shit, I ain't got time to wait. So I fought as a heavyweight because I was still fat.
Oh,
I had made I'm a 5'7" heavyweight.
Oh, you a big round.
That probably wasn't smart though.
I mean, I had to get going. I was overweight. I had to get going. I won my first fight, but you know what I'm saying. And when I was warming up, Jesse Reed, the great trainer, Jesse Reed was my trainer at the time. I said, Jesse, who I'm fighting? And he looked kind of crazy and he pointed, and there was a kid walking in with shackles on. They had brought a kid from Chino prison. That's what I was fighting. I said, man, I ain't fought in 8 years, and I got to fight a motherfucking prisoner my first fight.
He fighting for food.
I said, man, you got to be fucking joking. So I get in the ring, and I handled the dude. It was easy. I beat the shit out of him, but he hit me with a right hand with like 20 seconds in the last round. I said, man, these motherfuckers hit too hard. I said, I got to get down to light heavyweight. But So I was getting ready for the championship, And I just told Jesse Reed, like, man, my thumb kind of swollen. He said, okay, let's see how I look tomorrow. And the next day, it was big as a balloon. It was broke. So I ended up breaking my thumb. But my nephew's grandmother, she had called me. She was like, baby, I'm sorry, I heard you broke your thumb. She was like, this LA, they give money away. She was like, just go down there, tell them you hurt, and they're gonna give you a check. And that's probably one of the best things that ever happened. I went down there, and look, I sat in the room for like 8 hours. They called my name, asked me 2 questions, and said, be back next week. I sat in that motherfucker for 8 hours. I talked to the guy for 5 seconds. He said, come back next month. Came back. I sat in that motherfucker 8 hours again. They said, Montell Griffin. I came up. He said, why should I approve you? I said, man, I'm just trying to do something with my life. I came to LA to start boxing. I broke my thumb my first fight. I said, my name is Montell Griffin. I guarantee you hear my name again. He said, you know what? I'm going to sign off for it. So I got like $350 a month. And I know I got like $250 in food stamps. Okay. And my auntie, when I moved in with her, my auntie was like, just give me the food stamps and that'll be your rent money. So I'm like, shit, that was, so the food stamps was my rent money. I'm getting like $350 a month. I'm only fucking 20 years old. Only thing I did in LA, cause I was training, I was eating good. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I did was buy 40 ounce. Me and Musgrove, his nephew was drinking 40 ounce. And Musgrove, a real country guy. He was like, you know what, little brother? Ain't nothing wrong with smoking a little weed there now and then, but just don't overdo it. And so, we'll just sit in the crib, post up. Like if I ain't had no fight, we'll sit in the crib, smoke some weed, get a 40. And the crazy thing about that shit was, instead of buying 3 40s and putting them in the refrigerator, the people in LA were drinking 40, get up, walk to the store, get another one, come back, drinking 40, get up, walk to the store, come back, get another. I never understood that, but so when I ain't had
you ain't
no
want to waste none. You ain't want to waste none.
Wait a minute.
You ain't wasting no beer.
What kind of 40s was you drinking? Was you smoking OE?
Yeah, it was LA.
Or St. Ives?
LA.
That was the 90s, so St. Ives was getting big now.
OE.
I remember somebody had came out and said somebody's drinking St. Ives and they penis stopped getting hard. So all of our friends like, man, we ain't drinking that shit. I don't know if it was true or not, but we heard. That's the story I heard about St. Ives. That's why I never got
allegedly. Are we gonna put that right there? Allegedly.
No, that was private stock. My bad. Private stock.
Okay, allegedly. I'm not.
Yeah, but
private stock was the one that had the little clues underneath. No, that was Mickey's. Never mind, that was Mickey's.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. But anyway, OE. And it was another one that came out that was even stronger. I forgot the name of it.
Shit.
It was strong OE.
Still reserved.
It was split.
But so you know what I'm saying? Just I just tell you this story. So and I met well, let me tell you who it was first. So the first time I go out, like I said, I had 2 teenage young nephew, his nephew that was my age that hung out with me and showed me around LA. So John Tay was my man, his nephew, and we went to the Hollywood Palladium. That like one of the big spots, the part, club and everything. And I'm walking in, and Ice Cube was walking out. And Ice Cube, he looked at me, he mean mugged me, and looked me up and down. And I was like, and walked away. And I said, man, LA gonna be the shit. I said, this motherfucker just mean mug me for no reason. And I met him about 10 years ago, and I told him the story. He was cracking up. But so it was just like, it was like 91. 91 in LA was like the party, the have fun time, and 92 was like more serious. So in 91, even though I was fighting and winning that thing, I went to the Comedy Store and I saw Paul Mooney and Keenan Ivory Wayans and Tommy Davidson. And it's fucked up because I actually did comedy before. I was doing comedy.
I was going to ask you that.
3-4 years.
Wait.
Yeah, he said he wasn't going to. That was his side thing. I was going to ask about that too because I saw that he wanted to be a stand-up comic.
I was doing comedy a lot these past couple of years. I just kind of chilled out. I'm gonna start back. I'm gonna start back real soon. But
so tell me, are you the type of comic like? Are you a storyteller? Because there's different types. Storyteller, or are you a person that just shock, or are you a person that actually like to pick on
Just
people?
talk about people.
Talk about people. Like what type?
I don't really mess with somebody unless they started. I don't just mess with people. You know what I'm saying? If they started,
So come on now.
Hey, we got a lot of comedians on Cross Bars. You never know. It's some people that might.
Everybody that's a comedian from a city, no matter of fact, I ain't even gonna put that in there. Not even from a city, from your own block. You started by trolling and roasting cats, and it was like, I don't want to go over there. You know what I'm saying? Look, Montell over there. Damn, I gotta walk by his house. Yo,
man, I ain't gonna lie. When I was young, man, I was an asshole. Cause look, I had a mouthpiece, and I could fight.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, man, I was calling motherfuckers all kind of man. I'm glad I ain't get killed, man, when I was younger. I was an asshole, boy.
That's what I'm saying. So does a boxer start out wanting to fight because you like beating people up, or you were bullied? Like, what is the mindset? Like, why would somebody want to do that?
I didn't start no fights. I'll just talk shit. I ain't starting no fights now. I knew I could fight. Nobody was gonna fuck with me.
Yeah, so you said what you
yeah. My father taught me, said, don't start no fights, just finish them. And you know what I'm saying? I went through that my whole life. So, but you know what I'm saying?
That gotta be a mindset, though. I want to say this real quick. But you said you were boxing. Like what kind of? You gotta have a mindset to want to box, because it's just you and one other person in the ring, and you just gonna get beat up.
At that Neanderthal gene.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this.
Gotta be like.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. For this is from all I know, but this is why I box, and this was why you could hit me in the head and it didn't bother me. I used to go to the gym with my father. He had 9mm projector, and he showed me Ray Robinson, Joe Louis, Jersey Joe Walcott. What's the kid? It was a white kid who was real slick. This is back in the 20s and 30s.
Right.
I forgot his name, but he was real slick. He the one who won the round without throwing a punch. But anyway,
I heard of that.
Right. So I would watch these guys. Willie Pep. So I would watch the slick fighters, the ones who had a little pizzazz and had defense. That's who like I took to. So my father like Joe Louis. To me, Joe Louis was good, but he didn't have the style I really like. Ray Robinson was flashy. He was offensive. He was knocking motherfuckers out, but he really wasn't really defensive and real slick. He was decent, but he wasn't real slick.
I think he's the greatest ever.
No, I'm not. Man, you might not understand what I'm saying, man. But this is how I'm thinking about Ray Robinson. Ray Robinson did not fight the level of competition that guys are fighting now. The guys wasn't that good back then. And the training methods is so much better now. Fighters are just better, just evolution. They just better. Now, Ray Robinson was a kid who was born before his time. But I don't. You're not gonna tell me that Ray Leonard and Floyd Mayweather and Bud Crawford can't get in the ring and beat them. You can't tell me that.
I don't think they could.
It's evolution. Everybody gets better. Everybody gets better.
People do get better.
Right. I got you.
Get better.
I got you.
That's how I don't mean no disrespect to Ray Robinson, but I just look at it through the evolution thing. Yeah. I don't think it's what I'm saying. He not fighting nobody that these guys fight now.
No,
his competition is not on a level.
He was actually going up, and he was looking for people to fight. So you got to realize
I'm not like I said. I grew up watching Ray. I watched all of Ray Robinson fights on a 9mm, but it was cool. But it was good. I liked it, but one day my father showed me Muhammad Ali, and it changed my life. He was just so much different than everybody else. Like I said, man, I've never seen a black man that looked like this. I've never seen a black man who could talk like this, who had a gifted gab. And then you seen his speed and the shuffle, and he talking shit, and I seen that shit, man. It just blew my fucking mind, man. And then about a month later, my mother my father was like, man, remember that guy you like? We going to see him. And I'm like, man, get out of it. You know, I'm 5 years old. I ain't, I don't know if my father planned. I just can't believe I'm finna see Muhammad Ali. So we go to 47th Street. He had a garage on 47th Street where he kept his cars, but he had a boxing ring and a bag and stuff in it. And we walked in, and the first thing I seen was a line of people in line. I'm like, what's that in line? And I turned and looked. I saw Muhammad Ali. He was walking up and he was giving them money. All these people was lined up. He was giving them. Don't give me. I ain't gonna lie and say what he was giving them. But every person he gave money, gave money. He saw me. He told me come here, and I walked. He put me in my lap and kissed me. And my father took a picture, and that's the picture I got to this day. And that was the day.
You know they.
That was the day that boxing became number one in my life.
Absolutely.
Hey, because that was when Muhammad Ali went to Chicago. That's when he was banned. And he got suspended and couldn't fight and all that. So he ended up going to Chicago. And Chicago was like the only place that would allow him to really fight. And so that's when I read an article or something about that's how he met your dad.
Atlanta was the first place he fought at, but he came to Chicago because Elijah Muhammad was here. Yeah, because the Muslims was here. That's why he came.
Yeah.
Well, they said he found a refuge in the south side of Chicago to fight, but that's how your father met him and all of that. I've seen the pictures of your father with Muhammad Ali. It was actually
So I went to go meet him, and it was it. Boxing. That's all I knew. And Muhammad Ali was the greatest man greatest man in the world. And Muhammad Ali lived in Hyde Park, which is 10 minutes from my father's gym. Ali would come there and train.
By the water, okay.
Yeah, so, they was on University. Right off University, 63rd. So, you know what I'm saying? Ali would come to the gym. Every time he came to the gym, I knew what he was going to say. He'd say, Griff, what you going to do? My father would say, nothing. He said, come back to our house. Come back to my house. Every time we did this shit, I would go to Ali's house, hang out, kick it with him. I mean, one day, my father had to go somewhere. I watched a movie. I watched Blackula with Muhammad Ali.
Blackula?
The first
the Black Dracula.
Muhammad Ali basement. And we was watching a movie, and I act like I was watching a movie, but really I wasn't. I wasn't looking at the screen.
Scared as mud.
And Ali kept asking, he was like, man, you scared? You scared? He kept laughing, like, you scared? I'm like, no, I'm good, but I really wasn't watching the movie. But that's type of shit. That's what I was dealing with on a daily basis, man. I've been over Muhammad Ali so many times. I've been over his house so many times. I can't even tell you. I mean, I've been to his training camp 3 times. I stayed there for like 2 months. It's just, man, he was the greatest thing that happened in my life. And Chris Bird came over my house one day. I never told nobody because I didn't want people to think I was bragging. So I never told nobody. So I showed Chris Bird, and he looked at all my pictures and stuff. He said, man, you was lying Muhammad Ali every day?
Yeah.
He said, man, that shit won you 25 fights. And I was like, man, get out of here. And then as I got older, everything I did was cover Muhammad Ali. Being around Muhammad Ali made me have no fear of nothing. Boxing was this, like when I fought Roy Jones, when I fought James, it was just a fight. He wasn't that, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't no star. He wasn't nobody I was worried about. I hung around Muhammad Ali when I was 5 years old. So, you know what I'm saying? Being around Muhammad Ali made me not scared of nothing. And that's why that's where the ice came in.
Yeah, that's the mentality.
So cool.
The ice. Gotcha.
So now, I wanna ask you, during that time period, you talked about Muhammad Ali. So I'm listening to what you're saying, but during your ascension, you've seen a different heavyweight that dominated for a long period of time, and that was Larry Holmes. So what was your perspective about Larry Holmes beating Muhammad Ali and holding on to the title for so long?
Well, first of all, I never watched the fight between Muhammad Ali and Larry Holmes. I never watched that fight.
Yeah,
I met Muhammad Ali at 5 years old. I was around my father died at 12 and a half, 13. Over those years, I seen Muhammad Ali slow down. I saw the brain damage. I saw everything. So that's what made me work on my defense so much. So when they fought, I didn't care that he lost because I knew he wasn't right. But one thing y'all don't understand was I was in the gym with Larry Holmes every day.
Yeah, he was the sparring partner for Muhammad
Right.
Ali
So
for
I
years.
never had no problem with Larry Holmes. So
Yeah.
So basically, I was in the gym. We was in Deer Lake, and this one young heavyweight who just finished sparring Ali. He's like, man, one day all is gonna be mine. One day I'm gonna be the man. This is gonna be my shit. And I was a kid. I took it like he was disrespecting Ali until I became a man and realized the fucking determination and discipline that Larry Holmes had.
Yeah.
So I seen that shit, and I ain't like him at first. But as a year or two later, I see him on TV. They said, young and up and coming Larry Holmes, he the man. I said, man, that's the dude from Ali training camp.
Yeah.
So I kept up with Larry Holmes. So I never had a problem about Larry Holmes. So, but I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna tell y'all this. That's really gonna fuck y'all head up. So a year ago, I was at the Atlantic City Hall of Fame, and I saw Larry Holmes. I had a Muhammad Ali jogging suit on. So he's all, you like the channel? I said, yeah, it's my man. I said, guess what? I got something for you. And I showed him a video of me at Deer Lake, Pennsylvania. I said, I was here with you.
Wow.
So, once I showed him proof, his whole demeanor changed. And he warmed up and he loosened up. I said, bro, I was here with you. I said, bro, you was in the dressing room and you said you was going to be the fucking man and all this shit was going to be yours and you did it. I said, I understand that shit now. I said, you know what I'm saying? He said, you know what? He said, Muhammad Ali was my man. He said, well, I'm going to tell you a story. He said, Muhammad Ali beat my ass for 5 years. And motherfuckers mad because I beat his ass for 35 minutes. And when he said that shit hit me.
That's crazy.
I said it hit me so hard. I said, because he was, you got to understand, he was a young kid getting in the ring with Muhammad Ali, getting his ass whooped, and he got a chance to get revenge.
That's
and
a
that
good
meant something to him.
I don't think it was revenge.
Can't be mad at him for that.
I don't think it was revenge. I think Ali really needed the payday because
Yeah, but with him getting that W, like he said, that was revenge for him for getting his ass whooped for 5 years. And I feel that. You can't be mad at that. That made me look at him totally different when he said that.
That's some perspective, though. I ain't even thinking
because I know a kid, any kid that's spawned Muhammad Ali getting his ass whooped, and you get a chance to get some revenge, you're gonna take it.
But you said something.
He ain't playing around with you. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you said something, and I want to go back to that because I was like, the light bulb went on. So you was friends with Bird as well? Because Bird was the heavyweight that they said the most people and writers were saying had the style and the size and stature most similar to Muhammad Ali.
Chris Bird was the shit. I used to spar. Me and Chris Bird was on the Olympic team together.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So now I'm saying that because he was thin, you know what I'm saying, and he was lightning quick, and he had great defense.
Chris Bird was a middleweight. I was a light heavyweight. Chris Bird was a middleweight in amateurs.
Oh, okay.
He went up to heavyweight.
But I seen him. I'm talking about the right one. He was a heavyweight.
No, I'm saying he won the silver medal at 165.
Right.
And he turned pro at cruiserweight and then went up to heavyweight. He was like Chris Bird. I met Chris Bird at the U.S. Championships in '92 because he was like the only superstar on the U.S. team who was there. I don't know why he was there. Nobody else was there. But Chris Bird was there.
Tyrell Briggs was there, wasn't he?
Nah, Tyrell Briggs from '84.
Okay, wrong.
What I'm saying is, I'm talking about all the top guys. They had already made the trial, so they ain't had to go to U.S. Championships.
Got you.
So Chris Bird was the biggest star there. So I just fucking started I just started staying close to him, watching him, looking how he react, how he acted, and myself to him, and we became friends and started kicking it.
Was De La Hoya there in '92, or was that 88?
Yeah, De La Hoya was on our Olympic team too.
Yeah, De La Hoya.
But he won at the U.S. Championships. Like I said, they was already in the trials already.
Gotcha.
So Chris won that and got in the trials. I don't know why. He was the only star there. I don't know why he was there, but I took advantage of that shit. And I just, you know what I'm saying, I took a lot of shit from him. So we got cool. And then at the U.S. Championships, I went back to L.A. and my lawyer had broke up with Jesse Reed. They had fell out. So I needed a trainer. So I called Chris Bird. I said, man, ask your father, man, I said, man, I want to see how this boxing shit is. I just, I've been around only a year. I said, man, do y'all mind if I come stay with y'all and train? He's like, yeah. And they finally didn't even fucking know me. Let me stay at their house. I trained and understood how fucking, top dogs train. I wanted to see I wanted to see I was gonna put the
I
work in
love
Chris
that.
Bird put in, and I wanted to see that shit. That's why I wanted to be around him.
So that how you got to the Olympics was by his dad? Like, how did you get to?
Well, I fought
try out.
I fought to get in the Olympics, but just to be able to be around the Olympic coach and train with him was some great ass experience.
Yeah.
And you know, Chris Bird had like an 8'4", an 8 foot by 5 foot ring in their basement, and he beat my ass.
In the basement.
In their basement, he beat my ass. I mean, I got in the ring, he beat my ass. You know what I'm saying? He got me in this ring. When I got in a bigger ring, you know what I'm saying? It was, it was tit for tat, but he got my ass and everything, and I worked out and got tip top shape and got ready to go to trials with Chris Bird because his family let me live with him, stay with him.
That's what's up. I'm glad to hear that. Now I want to touch about some of these other fights and what you think about it, because during that time, I actually was looking at some of these fights. Oh man, they were super awesome. And that was around the time where there was a young guy. Who was it? It was Floyd Mayweather, and then it was Corey Spinks. There was a bunch of young, hungry cats. What is it? Zab Judah. Then it was another one. What was my other boy name? Well, Chavez was older at that time, but I want to say Hagler retired. That was what, 89 or 90. And that was around that time as well. You know what I'm
saying? Floyd he was around 96.
Yeah, Floyd 96. Yeah, well, I'm talking about Andrew. So now I'm going with Breland and Sweet Pea, excuse me, because I always mix them two. So you talk about Sweet Pea around that time, because I'm like, no, he was
Pernell Whitaker and James Toney was my two favorite fighters.
Okay. So wait, hold on. Pernell Whitaker, Jay, give no folk the props and everything. So you said, and James Toney, the most shit talking person in the world. You said,
I'm gonna tell you, this what happened. Okay. In 1991, the National Golden Gloves was in Des Moines, Iowa.
Got you.
James Toney fought Michael Nunn in Davenport, Iowa. So we was all at the National Golden Gloves and watched the fight together, and he knocked out second to none, a fucking legend. He actually, so much respect. What's his name? Second to none. What's his name?
Michael Nunn.
Michael Nunn. He won the Hall of Fame today. I talked to him today. He won the Hall of Fame. Much respect. Today? So James, he knocked him out. Yeah. So all these, we went crazy. And I said, man, that motherfucker nice. And after that, I started watching him, and he became my favorite fighter. And Pernell Whitaker, because his defense. Two, it wasn't no 1 or 2, it was 1 and 1. And 101A, it was 1 and 1. I felt the exact same way for both of them.
Okay, so growing up, it was one fighter I loved to see him fight, but I was like, it can't end positive. And that was what's about my Tasmanian devil, Aaron Pryor.
Oh, okay, yeah. I got a chance to meet him.
Yeah, and I was like, before you RIP. But it was just like, and as a child watching him, because back in the day, boxing came on Saturday afternoons on Wild World of Sports, and it was like Aaron Pryor. I was like, oh, somebody going down. He was somebody's going down. It was like him. Who's the other guy? The guy McCullough. I said, yeah, I would have quit fighting because he looked like he was hitting way too hard.
Who was that?
McCullough.
Mike McCollum.
McCollum. Yeah, I was like,
the body snatch. He was tough. I used to spar with him.
Yeah, that was different. And now, like, looking at those fighters, and I was like, man, these guys were, as I like to say, there was no king. You know what I mean? It was just like, you know what? You got lions, you got tigers, got rhinos, you got pythons, you got a whole bunch of people in this jungle, and the right circumstance, it's over. Right. It could be over in a heartbeat, because I remember thinking as a kid, I'm like, man, that kid looks, he looked kind of skinny. I don't think he could deal with that boy from down there in Panama. I was like, that boy got a Jericho too.
Roberto Duran.
Yeah, look, I thought Duran was going to kill Tommy Hearns. I was like, yo, that dude hit hard.
And he looked, this is the thing about Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran is so great that he was good enough just to fight those bigger guys. But Tommy Hearns is just so fucking big and strong. He hit him and just knocked him out. You know what I'm saying?
But
he was talented enough to have skill for skill with Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler. You know, Marvin Hagler was a middleweight champion.
Yeah.
Durant come from 35, and that was a close ass fight. That's how good Roberto Durant was.
Absolutely.
As far as skills.
And I ate at the restaurant, his sister and everything. I did get to meet him. I was so upset, but give a shout out to them. But at the same time, when I'm looking at that as a kid, I'm like, man, like Tommy Hearns, and then the greatest round of boxing history. I'm watching. I was like, I can't even believe what I'm seeing. I was like, yo, because my first thought was like, yo, did he kill his mama or something? Like, I was like, what's going on? I've never seen like I told you my first job was at Chico's barbershop. I'm 11 years old, sweeping up. I know boxing like the back of my hand. Harold Knight would come in and he's like, look, little bro, you sit down. And he was sweet. And I'm looking at him as a childhood idol, like, yo, this man was on HBO. Now think about it. I'm from a little town called Plainville, and he's sweeping up, and I'm sitting here like, we was just watching on TV, right? Like, that's the broom I just touched. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking
You were talking about like how you beat up people. I heard them talk about one time like having like the hurt mentality as a boxer. Like when you go in there, your goal is to hurt this person. You know what I mean? So Montell, was that your goal when you was going in? Like you wanted to hurt somebody, or did you just want to win?
I wasn't
because
a puncher.
Like some people, right.
I wasn't a puncher. I was going in.
Okay.
My thing was I'm gonna hit this motherfucker and he ain't gonna hit me. I was just always about defense. I did not want to be. I didn't want to suffer from brain damage. I did not want to get hit. I did not want. I went through sparring sessions without getting hit with a clean punch. I would go a week without getting hit. I just wanted to worry about defense.
That's the goal, is to not get hit.
I did not want to be.
As less as possible, please.
And it was a fighter from Willingboro. Well, no, he's not from Willingboro, New Jersey. However, he was coaching there, and we used to see him. And I think him being there and seeing how his speech deteriorated so much, and then how the boxing had to tell him not to box, and they had to take his license because he kept on getting in there. And that was Meldrick Taylor. And
I was at a fight in Atlantic City, and Meldrick Taylor was in the audience. And I tried to go over there to meet him and introduce myself, and he was gone. I hated that because, man, we love this game, man. And I didn't talk to. I got friends that suffer real bad from brain damage. That said, man, I wouldn't change shit. We love the game, man. But you know what I'm saying? You can't just be, Meldrick from Philly. Philly guys, they like to fight in wars. You know what I'm saying? That was his problem against Chavez. He had boxing skills to box the shit out of Chavez, but that Philadelphia in him kept having them stand there and fight, and that's how he got caught. Yeah. But, you know what I'm saying? I hate, another thing, Meldrick Taylor was 18 years old when he made the Olympic team, so he was around for a long time taking punishment.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's a good and bad in this thing, man, but we know it's there, so, man, you got to work in your defense, man. You got to.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I'm surprised. You know how football they want to have the helmet and you have all these, concussion things. Why? I don't know why. Why ever in boxing did they be like, okay, y'all gotta wear helmets? I know they would have took the fun out of it, but
they wear headgears in amateurs.
Correct.
I mean, like in professional, like amateurs, but not in the professional. Like that would help.
People not dying. If it was like 1,000, maybe a lot more deaths, then they probably start thinking of that, but.
All right. So now that we talking about the health and concerns of certain boxers, but I actually look at it because, people, we call it the sweet science, and it's a skill, because like people play football, you play basketball, but you don't play boxing.
No, you don't play boxing.
You don't play boxing. Yeah, boxing is a lifestyle. You play football, you don't play boxing. So
I mean, in football, you can get knocked out and be embarrassed, but
listen, you can go through football and not really get hit that much because
you got help in football. You got a team.
Just two guys in the ring hitting each other, man. It's some crazy shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the crazy thing about it is, the glory for the winner and the pain for the loser is so fucking different. But that shit gonna happen it can happen every fight.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking when you? I'm sorry. What are you thinking when you're fighting and you boxing? Like what are you thinking about in a fight?
Man, I would always tell jokes or what I'm saying. I would I can give you an example. I fought this kid named Ray Lathan. This motherfucker was 14 and over with 13 knockouts. He the hardest punch ever hit me in my life. And when I fought him, when I beat him, I said, man, I could fight anybody. This motherfucker, he punched so hard. He knocked me down. It was the first time I ever got knocked down. And this, I'm finna tell you because you asked me my mentality. This was my mentality. When I got knocked down, the first thing I said to myself was, damn, my girlfriend saw me get knocked down. And she gonna use it against me in the argument. That's the first thing I thought about. I didn't give a fuck about losing. I'm gonna go get Ray to whoop your ass. I said, man, I know she's gonna use that shit again.
I've always wondered that. Like, what do they think about it? Wow,
I never
crazy.
thought about losing. I never thought about I couldn't do it. I never was worried. I never was nervous. I never was scared. I didn't give a fuck who it was. That was my mentality.
But now looking at safety, and now boxing and science, and you see all this MMA is going on. How do you feel about this MMA conversion and trying to
I respect MMA, man. They tough guys, man. They got a lot of discipline. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things they do, but it just boxing is a skill that's so great that I don't think all of the 4-5 different things they do can't outdo boxing.
Yeah.
So I just, you know what I'm saying? That's why, I mean, they hot. They everybody love it. It's exciting. But what do they do?
Options.
What do? They go to boxing to make money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All the MMA guys, what they do? They go to boxing to make money.
Yeah. MMA gives you options. Like, I can't punch him. Let me kick him. I can't,
Right. Okay. Ain't no boxers gonna get in. Ray Mercer did it, but ain't no boxers gonna get in that cage. So you want to get in the ring?
Oh, Ray Mercer. Why couldn't him and Tyson fight? That was the fight we all wanted to see.
That would have been a hell of a fight. Fight. Ray Mercer was a fucking bull. Straight bull.
It would have been no defense, all offense. It would have somebody was leaving. Yeah, that fight, somebody was leaving.
Hey, Ray Mercer and Lennox Lewis was fucking hell of a fight. That was a fucking war.
Yeah,
that was in Jersey.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So now, right, I want to ask you about
No, that was at the Garden. My bad.
Yeah.
That was
I want to ask you about. Listen, we gotta talk about my man. All right, Roy Jones. We gotta talk about that.
We can talk about it.
Because Roy was basically one of my favorite fighters. He's in my top 3. And do you feel like you fought him on his decline? And as I got him,
I fought when I fought Roy Jones in 1997. He was the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world. They say he was the greatest fighter ever.
Yeah.
When I fought Roy Jones in 97, they say he was the greatest fighter ever.
Yeah.
That fight was
so if I got in the ring and frustrated the greatest fighter ever to make him fucking foul me because he was tired of me whooping his ass, I should be in the Hall of Fame. If the greatest fighter ever was frustrated, I was good enough to frustrate the greatest fighter ever, but he fouled me on my knee because he ain't want no more ass whooping. I should be in the Hall of Fame.
I always wonder why he did that. Like, I wonder why. He knew you were down. The knee was down.
He wanted to wait out. He got tired of getting embarrassed.
Because I was fighting. I watched that. It was blow for blow.
I got in the ring and I fucking frustrated the greatest fighter ever in history.
That's what he said, y'all. Y'all heard Montell.
I ain't got shit else to say.
Okay. All right. Because, it looked like, you slipped and he was coming and it's like, protect yourself. But
I did not slip. I didn't slip and he didn't knock me down. I took a knee. I stepped back and took a knee. So I was standing right in front of him. I took a step back and took a knee. Okay. That motherfucker, he ain't want no more of that smoke, and he hit me on the knee.
I heard it.
I was bringing that motherfucking smoke. He ain't want no more smoke, so he hit me on my knee.
Hey, I seen him on another podcast, and he said after that fight, he was mad for about 5 months after that fight.
Yeah.
He said after that for about 5 months, I was so mad that he
thought it was cheap. that they gave him his loss that way.
But he was,
That man,
he
that
was
man could've
clearly
killed me.
down. His knee
That man
was
could have killed
down.
me.
I
thank God I didn't get knocked unconscious.
Amen.
Or didn't never wake. That man walked up to me, hit me with one punch, and loaded up with the second punch and knocked me out. That's the dirtiest shit in history, man.
You fell forward on your forehead. Like I saw it. It was just
yeah. That's how fucked up it was.
But the thing
That
is,
was some dirty ass
even
shit.
after that, you still got up and was still trying to fight after that. Like, how do you do that as a boxer? Like, down.
The thing
you
that bothered me was
right.
I was on the floor and I heard the referee count.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, what the fucking referee counting for? That was some dirty shit. And I tried to get up, and I just felt like I was paralyzed. I understand everything that was going on, but my brain was so rattled I couldn't move.
Damn.
That was some dirty ass shit.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the finance. For the rematch, did you actually get a larger purse?
I got. Man, look, I'm finna tell you everything that happened, and I can show you proof when we get off. When we get off here, I'm gonna text you proof.
Okay.
So we make the fight. Mm-hmm. Eddie Futch had put together a fight with Steve Collins in Ireland for $2 million. Okay. So I'm like, man, that's I'm thinking, okay, I just beat Roy Jones. I beat Jay, Toney, and Roy Jones back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a resume. That's a resume.
I beat them back to back. So I'm like, man, we can make some money and then fight like in a year or two now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, why we gotta rush? Like, that nigga need me. I don't need him.
Facts.
My promoter coming like, nah, fuck that. We fighting a rematch. I'm like, man, fuck, that's dumb as fuck. Nah, fuck that. We doing. So, of course, I found out later. He was HBO. You know what I'm saying? He was in HBO on a team. He made the fight. That was I turned out a fight with Steve Collins for $2 million that could have been put together. We had set a rematch with Roy Jones and only get $2 million. I thought, how big Roy Jones. I thought, you know what I'm saying? Okay,
like
I got $2 million. It was the most money I ever made in my career, but I felt if I fight 2 more times and then fight Roy Jones, I'm making $5 million.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
We could have milked this shit and made it a huge fight, but HBO had just paid him, so they needed him to get his title back.
Correct.
Okay,
gotcha.
So I'm in my hotel room. We waiting for security to come get me. Security take you in a way where you ain't gotta fuck with the fans.
Yeah.
Security never show up. We gotta walk to the fucking arena through the fucking hotel. So I got fans and shit talking shit, and my team want to fight, and it was just crazy shit going on. So I see we walk in the room. It's a sign that say, "Be ready by 10:45. The fight started at 11." Okay, don't quote me. I don't know what time it was, but I know we was fighting on pay-per-view. They supposed to show the story of me, and then the story. On every pay-per-view they show the training,
they preview, right,
and all that, bro. So I got my hands wrapped. My trainer came back. He said, "Hey man," he said, "Roy Jones ready." I said, "What you mean?" He said, "Man," he said, "That motherfucker ready. That motherfucker warmed up and sweating with his gloves on." I'm like, "What?" So I'm like, "I don't know what's wrong with them." So I'll sit down. They showed Roy Jones warming up. They showed me I got a fucking overalls on. And so people thought this shit was tape delayed. That shit was live.
Oh.
So if they came in the room and say, "Hey man, Griffin, you got 5 minutes." I'm sitting chilling with my street clothes on. Griffin, you got 5 minutes. I'm like, what? So it was so much shit. It was just so much commotion and screaming and arguing. Man, I didn't know what to do. My trainer just looked at me. Theo Torn just said, "What you want to do?" I said, "Man, fuck it, let's go."
Nah.
And I'm like, I'm just saying, I can't warm up. Huh?
Nah, you the champ. Hell no.
I fucked up. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? We should have just said, fuck them.
You should have did the diva moment. I'm the champ. You wait.
Right, you gonna wait for me. Go ahead and sweat. You gonna wait.
I wasn't warmed up.
Let them wait.
I wasn't warmed up. The shit was fucked up. And I went in there. And listen. When this shit is over, look, it was the first round. Look at the first round on HBO coverage. It said, man, Roy Jones have never came out this fast. Watch Montell Griffin, Roy Jones Part 2. They say, man, Roy Jones have never came out this fast. So he called me. I got knocked out in the first round. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. The next day, So you said what?
Nah, but he said I heard him say in an interview after that disqualification, he said the next day his camp went into training. So they knew that they were going to come back at you and fight again. That's what he
cool.
said on his interview.
That's what I'm saying. My promoter was dirty and was in bed with them. We didn't need Roy Jones. He could have had that belt. I didn't need that shit. I had beat the fucking. I had a win over the greatest fighter in history.
Correct.
I didn't need him. Yeah. And that just show you that my team won shit.
Correct. And look, and I'm gonna be one of the people.
The next morning after the fight, Chris Bird called me. He said, "Man, they told me what happened, man. I'm sorry for it." That's what you're talking about. He said, John Horner, Roy Jones' lawyer, he said, "Man, John told me what they did to you, man. I feel bad for you." That's what you mean. He said, "Man, they rushed you." You know what I'm saying? That's when I got 100% proof they done on purpose. That man, they rushed you in there on purpose, man. They ain't want you to warm up. I said, God damn. So you know, I mean, I got knocked out in the first round. I know what happened. That shit don't even bother me, man. I know corruption boxing is dirty and corruption. 10 years later, I saw John Horner and I asked him, I said, "What did you tell Chris Bird?" He said, "We fucked you." He said, "We rushed you out there on purpose." He said, "Your manager promoter knew about it and we fucked you." And I said, "Damn." And man, you know, Roy Jones came at me, he said, "Man, let's bury the hatchet. Let's be cool, this and all that and everything."
Oh, so y'all spoke after this. Y'all cool? Y'all good now?
I mean, this was like, I mean, me and Roy Jones always been cool every time I see each other, but we'll get into it over Facebook talk. Because Roy Jones be on HBO, he got a mic, he could talk shit. But I can't talk shit. Unless I'm on Facebook or something, until Facebook came around. So he just came to me like, "Hey, man, let's just bury the hatchet. You my brother." I'm like, all right. So I said, "Man, I'm gonna send it to you when we got the phone." I said, "Bro." I said, man, John told me that y'all rushed me out on purpose, man. And you know what I'm saying? I ain't get a chance to warm up. My manager promoter knew about it. I said, "Bro, that's fucked up." I said, and also, because I wrote a book, I said, I never said I was gonna beat you, but I said, I just wish I was warmed up like you was.
Correct.
And he said, "Man, I understand that, and we brothers and everything." But like I said, man, boxing is corrupt. You know what I'm saying? I just tell everybody, man, they had to cheat me to beat me. That's how good I was.
Okay, I want to ask you because I want to ask you some other questions, before we wrap up. So, I want to know what your opinion about Floyd Mayweather's legacy and him actually, fighting fighters after their prime, and so he was really about making money and not really the art of the art of boxing.
Professional boxing is business.
Gotcha.
It's business.
Floyd Mayweather is the king of business.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, he made the most money in boxing history. He had the biggest gate in boxing history, and he beat the most champions in boxing history. I don't want to hear no hating ass shit, whatever. Floyd Mayweather could be considered the greatest fighter ever. He's the greatest businessman ever. Made more money in boxing history. That's my man. I've been knowing him since he was 16 years old. I follow him. Nate Jones, my buddy Nate Jones, was best friends with Floyd. I hung out with him. We kicked it a lot. We trained together in Vegas. And one day we sparred. And
you sparred with Floyd?
I was in shape. I was like 183. We went at it, and shit, it was tit for tat. You couldn't tell who was it. That man did not touch me. That man did not touch me.
Hold up. He got in there with 180 Montell Griffin.
I mean, pros know how to work with, pros know how to work with each other. He know I ain't gonna go in there and try, it's gonna be tit for tat. So I just went, speed for speed, skill for skill, and that man got mad respect for me. I'll just say that.
Okay. I just say that. All right. So, this time we played this game when we on the show where it's like this or that. I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, right? And you could say, one or the other. And what happens is that I'm trying to get you to say both, because you can't choose. You could say neither. So you could say, give you an example. Would you like better, grits or oatmeal?
Oh, you asking me?
Yeah. You like grits or oatmeal?
Oh, grits, easy.
Okay, see, but depending on where you are. Some people say oatmeal.
I ain't no oatmeal since 77. I don't want no
Hope
goddamn
it was
over.
good for you.
Things was rough in 77, huh? Yeah, they had the gasoline strike. Okay, so now, I'm trying to get you to say both because you can't choose between the two. All right.
What's what happens if I
Okay.
say both? I can't take a shot or nothing. I mean, what?
No, we ain't doing that. See, and this is the problem.
You can take a smoke.
This is the problem. That other joint, they really got it from me because I started 10 years before everybody. I was on Ruckus Radio, RLC, back in 2003.
All right, respect.
Yeah, but
I'm saying, so if I say both, how could that be wrong? How could that be bad?
Can't be bad. It's nothing is bad because it's your perspective. I'm just saying I'm gonna make the question so hard that you can't choose. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Okay,
Yeah,
that first one,
it was easy. Oh no, I'm gonna give you some layups.
He gonna start light.
I'm gonna throw some layups there for you.
All right, what you got? What you got?
Yeah, he said some evolution, so I'm gonna see if he's gonna keep that same energy.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah. Michael Jordan or LeBron?
LeBron. It's not. I'm a Michael Jordan fan. I grew up.
You might not be able to go home, Chicago.
Listen. I go through Facebook. I talk shit. Look, hey man, wake up. That shit is over, man. This motherfucker, he in his 22nd year, still killing. Mike only went 15 years, man. Stop. That shit is over.
Right.
That shit is. Hey, no Pip, no Mike. Stop.
All right. Best trainer is it Emmanuel Stewart or Lou Duva?
I'm gonna say Emmanuel Stewart and Eddie Futch. That's my both.
Eddie Futch. Okay. All right. Okay.
Eddie Futch and Emmanuel Stewart are the greatest trainers ever.
Okay. All right. Sugar Ray Leonard or Hagler?
Oh, Ray Leonard.
Ray Leonard over Hagler?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. The Cubs or the White Sox?
Huh?
The Cubs or the White Sox?
Oh, White Sox. Southside.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Look. The 85 Bears or the 2000 Ravens?
2000 Ravens. Come on, man. They better, man. They get better, man.
Boy.
Everybody get better, man. They get better.
Hard in Chicago.
You better. You should.
Hard in Chicago. Okay. Look. The 96 Bulls or the 2017 Golden State?
Golden State hit 14 threes a game. The Bulls wouldn't even be able to shoot with them.
Okay.
With Durant and them, they hit 14 threes a game. They would blow the Bulls out. They can't shoot with them.
Okay. Saquon Barkley or Barry Sanders?
Man, it's too soon.
Okay. All right.
The reason I'm saying
I
too
like
soon,
that. Okay.
Barry Sanders was what, second or third?
Yeah, but he only played 9 years. Saquon is coming up on year 7. 6, 7. Yeah, 7.
Well, how many yards he got?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
I mean, if he break this record, that'd be big. People go. Barry Sanders was a little bit different than everybody else.
Okay.
It's like he ain't had no fucking bones in his knees or something.
Okay. All right. I'll go with that. Okay. Nick Anderson or Derrick Rose?
See, people.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Listen. The reason I go with Nick Anderson because Nick Anderson, he came to Simeon. Him and Ben Wilson was the number 1 team in the nation.
Absolutely.
Ben got killed. Nick had to do it on his own. He won city championship. Went to Illinois. Went to the Final Four. He was like, he could have boxed the guy. If he would have boxed the kid out, they would have won.
Okay.
And then he go to the league, play 15, 16 years, beat Michael Jordan. Derrick Rose was great. He's an MVP. He the shit. He's awesome. But if you say 2-3 years, you can't say 2-3 years is better than 15 years.
Excuse me, sir. Derrick Rose played for 14 years, sir.
We talking about top. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. But thank you for
pre-torn knee to Derrick Rose.
Tell everybody that was a hard question because some people don't know that's a Chicago question.
Yeah, I mean, like I talked to Mark Bradley. Mark Bradley, one of the players for Simeon, he said you gotta go with Derrick Rose because he's the youngest MVP ever. So that's what a lot of people in Chicago just say he's the youngest MVP, so they gotta take him over everybody.
Okay. All right.
I mean, you just can't. You can't. That's just like when they say it was a fighter who was the officer's motherfucker ever if he would have made it, but he never made it. I mean, come on, I don't want to hear no shit like that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you
Man,
right.
this motherfucker, Bernard Mays, the guy in Detroit, man, this motherfucker would have been there, but he wasn't.
Yeah,
I don't understand
he ain't make it. I got you. Yeah, he ain't make it. I got you. All right,
I
let's
don't
keep going.
understand how great he would have been. That don't mean nothing.
Okay, let's keep going. All right, here we go. Fried chicken or fried fish?
I mean, as since I'm an older man now, I'm a pescatarian. I eat seafood.
Oh, okay. There we go.
You know what I'm saying? You said fried chicken or fried. No, all I eat is fried fish.
Okay, fish. Okay,
fish.
Yeah.
But when I was eating chicken, I mean, Harold's chicken was this fucking shit.
I keep hearing about Harold's chicken.
Man, we killed that shit.
It's
I heard
horrible.
the brat was talking about Harold's chicken.
Chicken is horrible.
It's the best sauce in the world, man. The best sauce.
I know she was dipping
But
in
I mean,
sauce.
I like fried fish too. I mean, one not like catfish back in the day. So I gotta say both on that shit.
See, that's what I do.
Nah, fried chicken and fried fish. Ain't no fucking law. Ain't no
loss.
Ain't no loss.
Ain't no loss.
Two winners.
Hey,
all right.
A motherfucker, a fried thigh, man. Man, the thigh was the greatest shit.
In a hot sauce with that thigh.
And look, and then as I got older, the breast was dry, but when I got older, the breast got better.
Nah,
so I was
I like the
I
breast.
get a thigh and
I
a
need
breast.
some white meat.
Give me that thigh.
Nah.
You know what I mean? But hold on, I got a couple of them. I got a couple more. All right.
Okay.
But hold up, we got listen. I'll be still trying to sneak this not sneak this, but put some Chicago in there. That's why I asked that. Now, I gotta go a little bit further back with Chicago. Are you going with Kanye or Chief Keef?
You know what? At that time, I was an old head. Don't you know how old heads don't like nothing but their music?
Oh.
When Chief Keef came out, I was an old head. I was like, man, that young shit sounds stupid as fuck. I never really got into Chief Keef. But right after Chief Keef, Lil Durk and Polo G and G Herbo, all that shit dope as fucking.
Oh, you like them young boys?
Kanye a fucking GOAT. Kanye top 5.
Yeah, he's
and rap. He a GOAT. You can't compare Kanye. I mean, Chief. But Shannon Bridge told me Chief Keef is a superstar in New York.
Yeah,
but Kanye, he a GOAT.
He can't come to Jersey. He can't come to Jersey.
But he told me, he said, man, dude, the shit in New York. I'm like, for real?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Like he started a whole movement in New York drill.
Right before motherfuckers accepted young music, trap music.
Yeah.
So
drill. He's he
came right before it got big. So he didn't get the love he should have got in Chicago.
No, he was
and all the people that came after him blew the fuck up.
Absolutely. He's considered the godfather of drill, but absolutely. Yeah. All right. Hold on. Okay, you got some. So now let's go low. Now let's have him up with his era. The OJs or the Whispers?
Oh, OJs.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Listen, brother.
I mean, the Whispers.
Yeah, you know.
Scotty mustache.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Okay. Let me give you something. Let me give you some harder. Mike or Prince?
OJ. Come on, OJ. Okay. Come on.
Oh, what about Mike or Prince?
OJ.
Nah.
Yeah, go both.
Mothers get mad at me.
Save it. Say both, sir. Say both.
No. Mothers get mad at me. Mike Jackson is the shit. He the man. I love him to death. But Prince had more. He had better grown-up music. Real talk. Prince had grown-up.
Yo, you are burning Chicago. That's right.
Hey, when I turn 50, I don't want to beat it no more. I don't want to hear beat it no more. I don't want to hit Mary Jane or Billie Jean or whatever.
No,
he want to hear when doves cry.
Nah, his off the wall shit was the real.
That's
off the wall shit was the real grown up shit.
Yeah, right.
Now you talk about that. That was his best album. Grown up album.
Yeah. Some people just say
bad. Grown up.
But Prince grown up shit still like right now. If I go to the club, I don't really want to hear no Michael Jackson. But I listen to Prince.
Well, yes.
It's kind of like, look, it's kind of like if I go in the club, when you hear Pac now, Pac shit sound old. but Biggie shit still sound relevant.
Correct. True.
That's how Prince shit is to me, to Michael Jackson shit.
All right. Listen, here got
never heard that perspective. Okay, that's pretty good.
Look,
that's pretty good.
Look. Teddy Pendergrass or Marvin Gaye? Yeah, that's what I thought. You was like all tough early. Look, I got this mugshot. Look, he got. Oh shit.
I mean, I'm gonna tell. Look, I'm gonna tell you why I gotta. I'm gonna tell you why I gotta pick Teddy.
You don't even have to.
Why? No. Go ahead.
I gotta tell you.
He got to. Let's go.
My auntie got divorced and moved in with us, and she had an 8-track player. And she said, "You know what? You can listen to my shit as long as you take care of it."
Okay.
And she had a lot of Teddy Pendergrass shit, and that's how I learned Teddy Pendergrass. And I know all his words to all his songs, and I love that motherfucker. But I love Marvin Gaye.
Shout out to Auntie.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I love Marvin Gaye, but I'm going with Teddy P.
Okay. All right. Let me give you a little layup now, because I'll hit you with some hard ones. Let me give you a little layup. Tyler Perry or Spike Lee?
Oh, Spike Lee, easy.
Okay. All right.
Easy.
Got you.
I mean, Tyler Perry started off having movies that that was not factual. The shit he was doing was fucking. It was a dream. It was a dream. They wasn't real. So I got off of Tyler Perry early. Okay. Spike Lee, this shit. I did security for Chirac, and I was with Spike Lee every day.
Okay, that's
check this shit out.
Yeah.
How much time y'all got?
Oh no, it's on your time, fam.
It's on you.
Now check this shit out. I was security for Spike Lee, right? So the talk was, they was like, man, the biggest scene of the movie gonna be today. We got to check this shit out. Jennifer Hudson gonna do her scene. That it was like the biggest scene of the movie when her son got killed.
Yeah, so, right.
Me and my guy, we was on security. I was like, man, my man Torrance. I said, man, we got to get some seats for this shit. So we walking around. Look, I said, look, there go 2 seats right there. They ain't say shit on it. They was just 2 seats. So we sat down right there. So motherfuckers like Spike talking like, hey man, like, let's go, man. Y'all rolling. Calvin's rolling, ready for action. Come on, let's go. And as he's talking, he walking straight to us. We sitting in Spike Lee's seat.
Oh shit.
And listen, and why I got so much fucking respect for Spike Lee could have looked at us and said, man, get the fuck out my chair.
Yes.
Spike Lee walked up to me, looked me in my eye for 5 seconds without blinking, and I got up and moved. All he did was look at me, and I said, oh, my bad, that's his seat. He could have fucking embarrassed the fuck out of me.
Negro, if you
but he didn't. And that's why I love Spike Lee. That's my fucking man. Up. I worked for him. I made $4,000 in 2 weeks. Now,
wow.
I made $3,000 or $4,000 in 3 weeks. It was something. It was so easy. It was beautiful.
Sweet. You was just walking around and shit.
How you get that? How you get that?
I went and bought a Jeep because of Chirac.
That's
that $4,000. I went and bought a Jeep. That shit was
okay. You could have been in a lot of movies saying that. You could have been in a lot of movies.
Yeah. Hold up, wait. Hold up. No,
I wasn't in the movie. I was just doing security.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right. So now you go there because Denzel or Samuel.
You know why, man? I love Samuel Jackson, and I respect him. I love him. I respect his work, but man, Denzel was a player. Man, this dude was. Hey, I was in a movie with Denzel in 1978. What? Real talk.
Was you Saint Elsewhere? What was that? Saint Elsewhere?
It was called
Soldier Story. No, that was
American Dream. It was a made for TV movie.
Was it Rico? Okay, all right.
It was a made for TV movie. It was not Christopher Walker. Tom Berenger. Tom Berenger and Denzel was in a movie. And when Shannon Briggs fought Lennox Lewis, I was at the VI at the party, and I saw Leon from the Five Heartbeats. And I walked over to him and said, "What's up?" And I walked back to him. My wife was like, "Man, why you didn't say shit to Denzel?" I said, "What was Denzel?" He's like, "He right next to him." I said, "Damn." So I turned around and walked over. Security like, "You ain't coming over there." I said, "Man, I know him." He said, "Man, get the fuck out." "No, you don't." I'm like, "All right, fuck it."
I know him. He my cousin.
So my bad. So like an hour later, I would come around the corner at the party. Denzel walked up and he said, "Man, hey man, you Montell Griffin." And I said, God damn, this motherfucker. On the inside, I was cheesing, but I was cool as fuck on the outside.
Oh, hell yeah. You from
You was
Chicago?
ice. You was
like,
ice
yeah,
on the
yeah.
outside.
And I looked
Yo,
at
what
the
up?
security guard like, you dumb motherfucker. I told y'all.
Yeah.
But I didn't know he was going to do that shit.
Wow.
And I said, bro, we was in a movie together in Chicago. He was like, in 78, you remember that shit? I said, yeah. I said, I got pictures of you at my father's gym and shit. So, you know, man, Samuel Jackson, man. I never looked at him like as like a lead actor because he wasn't handsome like Denzel and you know what I'm saying, like Larry Fishburne. No, I looked at more than I'm like lead. I looked at Samuel Jackson as just a good ass actor who talked loud than a motherfucker.
Yeah.
He was funny. I mean, he was a good actor. He was funny.
He's a great
but you know what I'm saying? I ain't never. If you would have said Denzel and Wesley Snipes, I
usually do. I changed it up. I usually
but now Samuel Jackson,
Fishburne
he done made more money. I mean, his movie made more money than anybody.
Correct. No. There's one person he didn't beat. He didn't. What's my boy name from Star Wars? Oh my God, the one. What's the one Han Solo?
Mark.
No, the one that Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know the dude that played Raiders of the Lost Ark. He played Han Solo. But anyway, he's number one. Samuel L's number two because he got a couple of series. He got Raiders of the Lost Ark. He got Star Wars, and then
but I know for a long time Samuel was number one. But I love Samuel Jackson. I love him.
Yeah.
But let me give you a couple, and let me give you another one. All right. So now got the acting. Now we're going to the ladies. We're gonna go to the ladies. All right, Halle Berry or Nia Long.
See, I'm finna say something to you.
Okay.
My wife be like, nigga, you crazy. Okay. I said, man, Halle Berry don't do nothing for me. Like, she beautiful, but I don't look at her like, man, she like, man, I want to have sex with her. I ain't not like Halle Berry and Beyonce, they just don't do nothing for me. They don't do nothing.
All right. Okay.
I need you to go
Nia Long is like
his opinion.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you know, love with her with Friday and
Love Jones.
Love Jones. Yeah.
You know what? I just saw I saw Love Jones late. I didn't see Love Jones when everybody
that was a Chicago type setting and everything.
Man, I didn't see Love Jones till like a couple of years ago.
Wow.
Montell Griffin. You lost 5 cool points on that
one. Yo, I don't know. They might tell you gotta go to Springfield.
I wasn't really into no love story shit like that back in the 20, in the 90s.
You act like
that's right. He was ice. He was dead,
I forgot. You're right. He ice. Yeah,
I really wasn't into that. I love it now. But when I seen Love Jones, I got kind of mad because I said she fucked up the whole movie. Everything she did was fucked up. But she went, how in the hell you gonna go to New York to go see this motherfucker? How the hell you gonna tell me I'm gonna go see if it's still there first? Come on.
Yeah, he should have solidified it. Why he ain't calling back? Why you blame her?
The only thing he did wrong was trying to be too cool, and he should have just said, "Motherfucker, you ain't going."
Right.
He should have said it.
But she wanted him to. She wanted him to say that, but he didn't.
That's why girls. I hate when girls do that. I'm gonna do some shit to make him say what they want to hear. Don't do that shit. Don't do that shit, cause then you ain't gonna get mad if a mother don't say what you want them to say. Don't expect shit from nobody.
But what's meant to be is what to be. All right, go ahead.
Montell Williams or Oprah Winfrey?
Of course. I mean, I gotta go. The reason
I don't know. You've been all over the place.
The reason I'm picking Oprah is because when I was a kid, I hated my name. People laugh, Montell. I hated that name. When I got into high school, the girls like, hey, Montell. They're like, Montell. I like it. That's different. I'm like, for real? I started liking my name, and then Montell Williams came. And Montell Jordan. I was mad in the motherfucker.
He stole my name.
Man, I was the only Montell to these motherfuckers.
Yeah, these one tall and he sing, and the other one bald head on TV every day. Absolutely. All right, listen. I was going to end with, saying something real easy, but I kind of want to give you a hard one, but I think it might be.
Come on, man. Come on.
Look, Star Trek or Star Wars?
I ain't really no sci-fi guy, but I still say Star Wars. I still say Star Wars
over the Trekkies.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And now my question after this. Now this is done with this or that. All right. If you could be any one of the Avengers, what one will you think you're most represented? Like which one?
I don't even know what the Avengers are.
He don't do Avengers. He ain't doing sci-fi. He ain't gonna do.
This man was in movies in the 80s and 70s. And
I know. I've heard about the Avengers, but I don't know nothing about them.
He like Rocky.
I don't know shit about comic books and I ain't never watched that type of stuff. And science fiction, I don't like that.
Oh, you don't like it? The Matrix.
I don't like shit that's not real. I can't get into nothing that I know is not real.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite movie? If you had to put on movie,
The Godfather, the greatest movie ever.
Godfather. Okay. All right.
Godfather 1 and 2. Plus, I mean, you could throw 3 in there, but that's the guy. That's a great movie ever. And I say Goodfellas was second.
All right, now you pushing it. Like Goodfellas is good, but
they're my 2 favorite movies. Godfather,
Godfather, and 1 and 2. They are super duper classic. They should be in most people's top 10. Goodfellas, I give them honorable mention. This like me, I'm a movie buff. I love movies. Me too.
I used to have like I had like 8,000 DVDs or I spent like 10,000 DVDs.
Fam. I had Blockbuster and Facebook card, and they had the whole key to shut down Netflix because they had the little send you one, so they did the subscription before Netflix. They could have killed Netflix, but the people didn't have vision. I had that, and I spent the whole summer. I spent 2 summers getting the top 100 movies. So there's like different movies. I go into different genres, like Imitation of Life. Like if you see that movie, you know what I'm saying, then you hit another movie you'll look at that's real, The Raising of the Sun, the original one. Then then it's like, you want to go to hood. I always say like gangsters. I say Godfather would be there, and then I say Heat.
Hey,
dialogue.
Paid in Full is the greatest movie ever made in history.
I love Paid in Full.
No, it is second to Friday.
No, Friday was a big budget.
Friday no, it wasn't. No, it didn't. Friday was like
4-5,000.
No, I mean
4-5 million.
No, it wasn't a million. It was $65,000. That's why it was on one street. They didn't have location. That was F. Gary Gray. They didn't have location.
But Friday still was a big movie. Friday was a big movie.
No, it wasn't. Think about Ice Cube.
He was Ice Cube.
Yeah, he was a rapper.
Paid in Full was some shit they put together.
Paid in Full.
That was Dame Dash. And he had a budget.
I love Paid in Full.
Yeah, and think about this. The actors that was in Paid in Full was legit. Rappers. Wood Harris is a legit actor.
Oh yeah,
think about like nobody was a big name. The biggest name in Friday at that time would have been Bernie Mac. And he was new.
The father had been around doing.
Oh yeah. The father and the mother. No, excuse me. You're right. Yeah, John Witherspoon and the mother.
Boys in the Hood was Nia Long. I knew it was another big movie she had. Boys in the Hood.
Okay, now listen, man. She had a whole bunch. Are we there yet? 1, 2, and 3.
I'm just saying when we fell in love with her.
Oh yeah. She's from Trenton, New Jersey, so that's what we do. Trenton makes the world take. Shout out to people in Trenton. All right, see, that's what I do because I gotta go home. All right, so brother, I want to. I
got a couple more questions. We gonna let you get out here. This is specific, yeah. I just want to talk about female boxers real quick because they just had that fight with Amanda Serrano and that Taylor that they had on Netflix. What do you think about that fight? Because Serrano really won that fight. They kind of gave that to Taylor. That was their second fight. Just want to get your opinion on that.
It's hard. It's hard to call it a robbery. I can see how Kaylee Taylor should have won or Serrano should have won. But just like I'm gonna give you an example. Lomachenko and Devin Haney. I watched that fight and I asked myself when it was over. I'm like, man, who won that fight?
Yeah,
I was like, who won? I'm like,
any one of
them could have won. Yeah, I was in New York when they fought the first fight in New York when it was big, and I watched the fight. I didn't see no defense. They just beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
They just beat the shit out of each other. I mean, it's like,
if
Serrano should have got one. I mean, it's just, it's just.
But by points, she won by points.
I mean, like I said, it don't. Either one of them could have won to me. I wouldn't have been mad.
Gotcha. All right. Next thing I want to talk about. It's a lady. I think she's out of Chicago too. Her name is Clarissa Shields. She's actually. I'm sorry, Cassandra.
Flint, Michigan.
Flint, Michigan. She's dope right now. And then they had a black because I'm on a female thing.
Out.
Yes, really? Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just saw the coming attractions.
Okay. Are you ain't gonna be in it?
Hell no.
Give me the love interest.
I'm getting there. Won't be in her movie for. She don't know me.
Shit, you can look. I'm gonna tell you right now. I want to be in. I'm gonna pick for myself. I want to be in Sanaa Lathan's next video movie as her love interest, and I don't care what I can be.
He's hoping for that.
I put a gold medal on because they robbed me of my gold medal. She had two of them, so she let me take a picture with it on. So.
All right, and the other one is a female. She's actually out. This one's actually out of Chicago. Her name is Cassandra Lewis. She's a boxing official. She's the only active African American female boxing official right now out of Chicago. Her name is Cassandra Lewis. I looked it up, and
I know. I know she is.
Yeah. She started off. I didn't know that you had to be an official. You had to do so many fights. You have to do at least 300 amateur fights as an official in order to be in a professional ring. She did over 1,000 amateur fights or whatever, but she's still doing her thing now. So I just wanted to kind of bring up some female boxers.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That. Yeah, I know who she is. You know what I'm saying? She refereed a couple of my guys' fights.
Okay. And
judge.
Yeah. And so how do you feel about Layla Ali when she was fighting, because you were around the Ali family and he was so against it?
Right.
I mean, it's kind of crazy because me and Layla are cool, but I look at Layla differently because I was around her when she was a baby. That she don't really know me like that. So
gotcha. She beautiful now.
Yeah.
Like we ain't blind.
No, Layla look real pretty and everything.
Yeah,
I was around. I hung out with
her other sisters is pretty too. So let's not get
I hung out with Hannah. Hannah was close to mine.
Okay. I was like Khadijah. I was all right. Gotcha.
So Layla, I never looked at Layla like Layla, just like a little sister.
Gotcha.
But gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no problem. I mean, I was pulling for and everything. It was cool seeing her. I know her pops one. Really big fan. But the craziest thing that ever happened. She was training in Vegas, and I went to train for a fight, and her husband at the time, Yaya McClain, was like, "Hey man, all these guys her size, these motherfuckers want a reputation. They going too hard." They was like, "Man, why don't you work with her? Cause we know you know how to work with her." So I sparred with Layla, and I moved around and everything. The only thing I did wrong, I was close to being, being ready for a fight, so I was kind of sharp, and she kind of threw a lazy jab, and I hit her left hook to the body. And I heard her like, ooh, and I was like, damn. I was like, man, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah. But when you sharp, it's kind of hard to hold back. So when the bell was over, she ran. She was like, man, that was good. That was a good body shot. And you know what I'm saying? She was like, you good? I'm like, man. She was like, thanks for sparring with me. I said, you ain't gotta thank me. I just need some size 10 and a half. She had some Adidas boxing shoes on. She had an Adidas boxing contract. I said, I just need a pair of size 10 and a half. She was like, man, that ain't shit. Yeah. No, she don't curse. She said, man, that ain't nothing. And she walked away. And the next day I came to the gym. She gave me 2 pair.
Yeah.
She
gave me 2 pairs. She said, you know what? She said, here, this for you. Whenever you need one of these, just call me and I'll give you one. It was a voucher for $850 at Adidas.
Oh, that's what's up.
So she gave me a voucher for $850 and 2 pairs of shoes. And she's told me, whenever you need one, just ask me. So I asked her for 2 more of them over over the time. But my cell phone broke and I lost her number and I lost contact with her.
All right, this yo Layla, call out Montell. Get at him now.
Now I talked to her on Instagram.
Okay.
I asked her about being. They gonna do a documentary about my career called Ice Life. And she said,
your book. Yes.
She told me She just told me to email her whenever I was ready.
Wait a minute, because
I know they're actually going to do a documentary from the book. So now that you guys are.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say it's from the book because they asked me questions and I gave the same answer from the book. But you had brought up earlier that I was an author, so I got a book out. It's called The Ice Life. The link of the book is theicelifebook.com. Theicelifebook.com. That's the link. I'm not the greatest fighter ever. It's just a book about a kid who made a second chance for himself in life. I didn't box for 8 years. I came back and took a chance. I ended up making the Olympic team. I beat 2 Hall of Famers.
Yes, you did.
And, you know what I'm saying? I was a success.
Absolutely.
Yep, James Toney was there. And but you know what? It does make it good. You might not say, I might not be the best, but you were meant to be who you're meant to be because you have the Windy City Boxing. You know, you bought that, from your dad. You have that, and but you mentor youth. You know what I mean? And it was like an after school program. So
when you come to Charlotte, North Carolina, I want you at my school now.
I got the Windy City Boxing Gym at 2150 South Canalport. We have youth classes Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 5:30 to 6:30. Saturday, Sunday from 10 to 11. The kids love the classes. Donnell Nicholson, former heavyweight champ, former Olympian, he teaching classes. He have everybody laughing and cracking up. Everybody, if you're in the shop, man, coming out to the gym, Windy City Boxing Club, 2150 South Canalport.
Okay.
Love it.
I need to get in there.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me make those little drops, man.
Oh, no.
Absolutely. Where can we find you on social media?
We filming a documentary right now. I got Ken Green in the documentary. He the first man that knocked out Muhammad Ali. I got Ken Green. I got Leon Rogers, comedian legend, in the documentary. So we put some things. It's finna be big, man. I got a story, man. I could tell you right now. I'm Montell Griffin. Yeah. I boxed from 9 to 12 and a half. I was in the gym. I was in the gym, but I had official fights from 9 to 12 and a half. I quit boxing. For 8 years, I did nothing. I smoked weed. I started smoking weed at 13. I started drinking. I was smoking cocaine in 1990, mixed with weed. I drank like a fish. I was alcoholic, and I said, "Fuck, I'm gonna start back boxing." And everybody laughed at me. I said, "I'm gonna make the Olympic team." This was December 1990. I said, "I'm making the Olympic team 92." I made the Olympic team with 30 amateur fights. Right after fighting, I hadn't fought in 8 years. 30 amateur fights. I made the Olympic team. I boxed for a year and a half. I turned pro. I had 14 fights to beat James Toney. He's a Hall of Famer. Ain't nobody in boxing history did that shit. You can ask anybody to try to look it up, whatever. Ain't nobody made Olympic team with 30 fights and beat a Hall of Famer with 14 fights in history. Ain't nobody ever did that shit. But Montell Griffin did it.
Montell Griffin.
You still ain't tell me what was the theme song of your documentary. What song you coming out to?
My man, he got a song with G Herbo. So that's gonna be nice.
Okay.
I went to Atlanta about a month ago, and he said, "Man, come here." I was at in Atlanta. Weed not legal.
Yeah,
right.
No.
But they got bars where you can smoke weed.
Yeah.
So I go to 656 every time I go to Atlanta. I'm smoking, I'm blowing, I'm enjoying myself. My man, like, come on, man, come walk over here to my car right quick. I'm like, for what, nigga? I'm chilling. So I walked to the car. We sat in the car. He said, "Man, these songs for the documentary," and it was a song with G Herbo. I'm like, "Man, that's beautiful."
Yeah, that's.
So, I don't know the name.
I thought you were gonna go with Kanye.
Go to the pre-screening. I want to go. I would like to go to the screening.
We're gonna do a screening. We're gonna do a screening here in Chicago, and he working on trying to do one in Louisville because
that's
right. Muhammad Ali in my life.
Absolutely.
At his Muhammad Ali library.
Oh, it's library. Okay.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. I thought you was coming out with Kanye. La la la.
Nah, you know what?
Check
this shit out.
Right.
Twister was supposed to walk me out when I fought Tava, but Twister don't fly. We had to get a bus and all that.
Yeah, I seen him on the documentary. He said he owned it.
Kanye was like, man. He's like, man, shit. Tell me if Twister don't do it.
Yeah,
but I never got a chance to meet him, but they told me that So I always paid attention to his career, and I got mad respect for him, and he did his thing, and I hope the best for him.
Okay.
All right. All right. Well,
If he want to be a part of it, it'd be beautiful.
All day.
That'd be great. Hey,
I'm trying, man. Look, I'm gonna say this, bro, and I ain't trying to brag or nothing. I'm just being serious, man. I'm a state champion. I'm a national champion. I'm a Canada Cup champion. I'm an Olympian. I'm a 2-time world champion. I beat 2 Hall of Famers. I'm the most decorated athlete in Chicago's history. I'm the most decorated athlete in Chicago's history in the last 50 years.
Wow.
I ain't never got my flowers. in Chicago. I'm gonna drop this documentary, and my whole life gonna change next year when this documentary drops.
That's what's up.
Everybody gonna hear about all the shit I did, man. That ain't nobody did.
You got to drop it at the documentary, the Martha Vineyard Film Festival, where they put all the black documentaries as well as the movies that's actually up and coming, and actually they get promotion and extra sponsorship and money towards it for promotion. So make sure that when you see the Martha's Vineyard Black Film Festival.
Okay, I'm glad you said that.
And the American Black Film Festival too.
So listen, my man Horace Glasper from Chicago lives in South Holland. He lives in Atlanta now. He got in touch with me about 4, 5, 6 months ago. He's like, hey man, I know who you are. You my favorite fighter. I lived in South Holland when you won. I want to do a documentary about your life. And I'm like, yeah, I was just like, yeah, okay. Because I done heard that shit 1,000 times. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
He texts me again, hey man, I'm coming. You my man. All right. Then he finally said, hey man, next week we'll be there. I'll be at your gym Monday. I was like, all right. I got a knock on my office door, and it was him. He said, I'm here, nigga, and let's take care of business. He had a crew of 7. He had a crew of 7 people with him, and I knew they were serious. They've been calling me and texting me for the last 4, 5 months every day. Shit coming together. They just put a sizzle reel out on a documentary. I don't know if I can share it yet, but I find out so I can start letting people see it. But they put out a sizzle reel. This shit gonna be real big. In that 2024, I woke up with a pinched nerve in my back, and I had the worst year ever in my life. And next year gonna be the best year when my documentary come out. The Ice Life Show.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
So much. We've been
recording for 2 hours.
Brother,
hey, it was
we could have won another one. Because I had some more questions for you, brother. We could have won a whole nother one. The producer was like, yo, hurry up, wrap it up.
Right. But before we get out of here, I just want to say, that's Big O. I'm Tanae. This is KROSS BARZ. That's KROSS BARZ. And you can find us on Instagram, on YouTube, on X, on Facebook, and all other streaming mediums. We thank you again for blessing our podcast, sir. Really, really looking forward to your documentary. Stay in the building, y'all. Peace.